Okay, so this is an energy specific reading coming to the table. It's a rather intense energy, kind of feels like rage, and a little bit of disbelief, more rage, intense heartache or sadness, anger. There's a lot of and when I say rage, I mean like the quick to escalate type of like anger. It's like your heart wants to break, but right now you're too mad, kind of. All right, so let's get more specific. And I have about 12 messages. This will be the third. So we'll see if it aligns, which would be really cool to knock off all 12. All right, we have seeking validation. Notice all the broken mirrors. Okay, we have rigid boundaries. And then we have hyper independence. Okay, let's get into it. There's like an anger here. Okay. So I apologize in advance for the dog. It barks. Spirit, what's going on? Two of Pentacles, Ace of Wands in the reverse, Judgment, Eight of Cups, Death, the Ace of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. All right, let me sit with this energy for a second. Okay, all right. So I'm going to try to keep this about 20 minutes or so. So this is the energy of someone who's I mean, I hate to even say it, but this is kind of like just fuck it all energy. Like I'm just like, I'm done. Like not even an I'm done and I want a reaction, but just, I am just finished with this whole thing. So we have the Two of Pentacles, and in this deck, this is a horror deck. So like in this deck, it's a journey into equilibrium, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. And with this being like that powerful fist, it's also facing down. Like the way that I look at the wands, right? You have two opportunities with this. You can either set your soul ablaze, right, with the Ace of Wands, or you can set the world on fire, right? Like your world. So I feel like there was you were, I wonder where this validation comes in. Maybe it was prior to, there was something that happened, like you were back and forth between, and we'll clarify that, something, a decision, but it was, you just kept going around and around with it until finally it was like throwing it down, like, and then with judgment, right? So whatever this was, and we'll clarify what it was, you finally just said like enough, and you just dropped everything. It was something that you cared about, or something that you were at least passionate about, something that was going to make a difference. And in the middle of the juggle, in the middle of the decision making, in the middle of the confusion of like, oh, which way do I go, which way do I go, finally it was almost like it got overwhelming, and you were just like, just forget it, just like forget all of it. And Eight of Cups and death, like you walked away. And you said, not only am I walking away, like I'm going to go find something better, but when I leave here, I am leaving here transformed, or this is transformational. Or after you walked away with something that either, it doesn't seem like it came to light, there was this knowledge that you gained from the like, this isn't, this doesn't feel like a giving up energy. It feels like like resignation, but a resignation like I quit, not like a, I guess, we're gonna part ways. It's a resignation. It was like indignant. It was like I quit. I quit. I'm out. I quit. I'm out. And then while you were out, there was this truth, and you are now forever transformed because of this truth. And then the last card here is the Four of Pentacles. The card itself is kind of interesting. It has all these women in jars, and it says the collector. And I have no idea like the energy of that, so we'll clarify that. But I want to know what was the thing that was being juggled? Like what's on the other side of that Two of Pentacles? What's on the other side of that Two of Pentacles? What was the judging? We have the Nine of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Seven of Wands. It was it was something that was causing you a great deal of distress. And you were repeatedly asked to look at it from a different point of view. I'm sorry, I don't know if I brought these cards out. The Nine of Swords. Um, you were like being repeatedly asked to look at it from a different point of view, and were not interested in seeing it from a different point of view. But I mean, whatever it was so it was causing so much distress, so much turbulence, so much, like this was legitimately driving you insane. It was causing you great emotional and mental and like it was very much a breaking point. And there was somebody in your energy that was like really wanting you to see it from a different point of view. And there wasn't a reason to see it from a different point of view. Seeing it from a different point of view to you would have been the same as seeing it as a lie. It was like the person in your energy was asking you to completely distort what you know to be reality in order to see it from their point of view, to see it from their side. And you're like, there's no way for me to see it that way because I would have to disconnect from everything I know, believe, feel. I would have to be completely delusional. That's what it is. They were asking you to like sit in their delusion and see it from their delusional standpoint. And there was no way for you to reconcile with that. You couldn't reconcile with that because you couldn't have made up your own delusions in order to feel that strongly with the nine of swords. Like there's nothing, these are still swords of truth, right? That's so, it's such an odd energy. Okay, so that was on one side of it, right? And I guess for a while, like for some reason you were tolerating the nine of swords for a time, but I think it's because originally on the other side of this two of pentacles is juggling back and forth with that, like there was a great deal of like soul fire. Okay, so like throwing it down and so on. It's almost like you were stuck in between believing someone else's painful delusions or giving up and calling final judgment on something that you were very passionate about, that you like loved, like believed in very, very greatly, like that held some sort of fulfillment within your whole person soul, not just your heart, like relationship. It could have been a relationship, but like it was even bigger than that. Okay, all right. So that's where that seeking validation comes from. This is from your person desperately wanting to see it from their perspective, but their perspective is like all jacked up. It's all shattered. It is not an actual, it's not seeing it from all sides. If it was, it was seeing it from like the just making it up, whatever this was. Or they wanted you to see it like that. It's borderline, like the feeling that it gives me is like manipulation from their perspective and then very painful from your perspective and long time, like I don't want to say it was a long time coming, just like there's, how do I say that without being like really, it's like it was just, it's just like craziness. It was like crazy chaos, insanity. But you either had to subject yourself to that, which you knew was like you knew it was a lie too. There's a great deal of it that was just a bold-faced lie. But the other choice you had was to call final, like final curtain. You just had to call it, right? That was your other choice. So you called it. And that's where we started this energy. You called it and like you walked away. There was something about like this behavior here, right? and then you being like, I'm just not. I'm not doing this, whatever this craziness is. And I know the card looks like 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 the card feels to me like this person is very much in need, right? They're broken and they're hurting and they're in need. But that is not they maybe this is the way that they wanted. They want you to see them like this. And it's like it was like it was killing you. It was just because you knew it was a lie. You just knew it was fake. And you're like, all right, that's it. Gone. I gotta go. I gotta go. This is not for me. I gotta go. And you did. Which brings us to death and the Ace of Swords. Okay. So we're gonna leave that energy where it was, and we're gonna talk about from that point where you walked off and what has happened since then. So during this time, you have either you've been validated in some way, right? You found it doesn't feel like it was like feels like it was kind of painful, right? Whatever the truth was or is, or the truth about yourself or the truth about the situation, whatever that was, doesn't feel like it was like, oh, it feels more like yet one more sword right through the heart or into the back or something like that. But at least it was the sword of truth. Like at least it was, it might be cold, but it's true. There's like this weird feeling of this, it's very, I said we were going to drop it and I can't seem to drop. It's disorienting and it is like it's like they're trying to distort your reality. Like at least this is clear. Like this is like you're fucking nuts. This is clear. You're crazy. This is clear. You're a liar. This is clear. And this is part of my death and rebirth. This is part of my transformation. It took a lot of courage and determination and willpower and like like I said, when it was like just to forget it, throw it down, I'm done with it, like whatever it was, like that was a huge step. It wasn't like you weren't invested in this because you were fully invested and it meant a lot to you, but to the alternative of dealing with that delusion and deception and trickery and manipulation and feel sorry for me, like I need you to see me as I am, like that's a different energy than this. Somebody who you love or care about or are invested in, like when they're hurting and they're fractured and they need you, that's one thing. You wouldn't be all nine of swords about something like that. You already knew that this was not in truth. And let's say that they are like mentally disturbed, right? Yeah, it's just even if they are, it's almost like they're so gone, they're so diluted that they're a danger to themselves and then to you, right? Okay. All right. So we good there? Is that all I need to say about that? Okay, so I do want to talk about like I don't really need to know about what the truth was. I'd love to know about that transformation, but what I really want to know is what is this Four of Pentacles? What did you transform into? Like what are you collecting or what are they holding on to? The Nine of Wands. Survival is a matter of perseverance and vice versa. Okay, what about the Nine of Wands? The Three of Cups. Okay, the Magician. Okay. All right. I think I know where you're going. Can you give me one more just to verify? We have the Nine of Wands. Okay, or that many. That's good too. We have the Star, the Tower, the King of Cups, and the World. Okay, so what did I say? I said Star, Tower, King of Cups, World. This is really powerful. Oh, you know what? It's not because the Four of Pentacles isn't separated here like I had it. It's actually together. So we have Death and the Ace of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. This is all one energy. That's why I was like thrown off with why the Four of Pentacles would be by itself. So this is like actually, this is you holding on to this experience. This is you, not this experience, but like from the moment that you decided, I'm done. It's almost like this. It's like that hyper independence. Like when you said, I am not going to be victim or participant, or I'm not going to tolerate. I know my worth. I'm not here for this bullshit. I do care about you and I care about this. And you, person, crazy person, essentially, are destroying everything and yourself. And as much as I would love to hold you and support you, I can't hold all the multiple personalities that you are becoming in this one thing. And you're out essentially, whether it's intentional or not, to destroy me. And I care about me, which is good. That's the way you should be, which is really interesting. Which is what did I say when I came in? It was like this rage. You had this rage, and then like this heartache or heart like and then this rage again, and then it was like, and it was anger, and it was like right before your heart breaks, but then there's something that's so you're so angry about it, right? But not angry like to the point where you're like, that is it. Okay, so you're holding on to that death and rebirth. This is a beautiful death is actually a very beautiful card. Like you have let this old pattern, this old situation, this old way of being, this old thing of accepting people who treat you like this or think they can, or even you accepting people like, you know what, this might just be for a few of you, not that many people watch this, but like this almost feels like walking away from self-sacrificing to the point of detriment. It's like empowering yourself. I am no longer going to entertain anything that does not serve me. And that's not in a serving, meaning serving the soul, serving your purpose, serving the higher good, serving the things that are right and just that you believe in, that you're passionate about, like serving you. If it doesn't honor you in the truest, most authentic version of you, if it does not honor you, that's a better way to say it. I walk away from things that no longer honor my soul. I'm done. I won't participate in the dishonoring of my soul. And it's even like, okay, with the star and the tower here. Okay, let me start here first. So, with the Nine of Wands describing what the four, like what you were holding on to, what you told me with the Nine of Wands, it was like I recognized that this was brutal, that this was like it was brutal, but I held my own and I'm still standing here and I was wounded, yeah, but I'm still standing here. I'm still holding this down. And the Three of Cups and the Magician, and it was basically like telling me like it hurt. I was wounded. I stood my ground. And now, like, I am celebrating. I'm holding on to Four of Pentacles because that's what I was clarifying. I am celebrating the fact that I had everything necessary in order to do this. Yes, it was hard. It hurt. I was wounded. That's good. That's fine. This right here, this death, this rebirth, this is phoenix energy. Like I took this and I transmuted it into something beautiful. So when I asked for clarification of this, you took, you're telling me the star to the tower, to the King of Cups, to the world. And it was finding the beauty, alchemizing these things, right? These experience. This is initiation. That's what this is. Oh, I have that. That's on my list. This is initiation. That's what this is. This rebirth was initiation, meaning I've decided to change the word experience to initiation because these things are so big, like these energies are so big that experience doesn't do it justice. When it changes us like this is not an experience, this is an initiation. You are finding the glory in the lesson when it comes from these terrible things that happen, right? These tower moments from a place of unconditional love when it comes to cycles. Like this is the initiation. This is like you finding the glory in it. Like why do you hold on to the experience like that? Because it was fucking hard and I made it all the way through it, right? I did that with the magician. That was me. And that's where that hyper independence things come from. Like you recognize that all of this is done for you by you. This was like made, and I say this on a lot of the readings, like you've created this because I believe in it. You created this experience, like you created this event. You did before you came here as a lesson that only you could understand, and hopefully the anybody else that was in there, right? Like you signed off on this, and you are standing firm in the fact that, yeah, I did this. This was me. And it's not in a state of awe. It's almost like you are, what is that energy? It's like a warrior type of, it's not a warrior that I would ever want to go up to battle against. Like the ones that are like Valhalla and like death or like it's glorified to die, you know? I can't think of, I can't think of what they are. Um, but it's like that energy. It's like with this star energy, it's like alchemizing that, like such a beautiful thing. It's taking that fire, that energy, that passion, right? And then doing it from a whole heart with this King of Cups. And when you did it, it blew up with the tower, like it exploded, right? It crumbled right in front of you. Like it was just came together and bam, and it closed it out and it ended it, which was fine. Like not the thing because the thing had already ended, but this, like you just recognize looking back. It's cool that this world has an eye on it, but like looking back, especially through your heart, seeing the horror of the situation and then finding the beauty in it. This is that spiritual lesson. This is what towers are created for. This is what all of these things are created for. You hear that? That is confirmation from the universe. And you did it. Like you rocked this. I don't feel angry anymore. Okay. That's cool. That's very good. So you must have needed to hear this. Like you just rocked this. But when I came in, you were kind of angry about it. Hmm. It's probably because nobody's seen it. Nobody sees it that way. Either nobody sees it that way or You don't have anybody to share these things with. Oh, okay. Okay, so how do I, all right, so how do I, okay, so I'm just being guided to just share. Um, the resentment that you feel, assuming that there is being generated from yourself when you think about it and you ask yourself why. Okay. So the only advice that, because the whys that you are asking for about, the whys that you are asking about, there are no answers to the why, except that, wait a minute, this was part of one of those messages. Give me one sec. Okay, so you don't need a reason. So you don't need the reason. I'm sorry when I make the notes like it's just the bits and pieces. Um, this you have to surrender the why. Surrender the why questioning about things because you don't need a reason. Just surrender it. Just completely surrender it, and it will eliminate um all of your residual um resentment. Your resentment is because you keep asking a question you're not going to get an answer to it. You just there is no answer to it. You created this, right? You can't go back to that person and be like, "Why are you such a freaking basket case?" Right? Why did this happen to me? Why are you why did you make it so horrible and then this other option so horrible? Like why did this happen? Why did this occur? No, there are no answers for things like that. And once you surrender that need to know why, all the resentment is gone. You have completely released the energy, completely freed it up. Right now you're hemorrhaging energy into the question of why, and you don't need to. And as far as not having anybody to share this with, dude, you just share it with me and whoever watches this, which is not many people, but like you did share it. Your energy is incredible. Like this is incredible. This is an incredible story. Thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your energy. This is great. It's inspiring. It's powerful. No reason for anger or resentment. There's no reason. If you need an answer to a why did this happen? For your spiritual growth. Because this is the way you needed it. Oh, 33, 33 on the timer. We're way over. This is the way that you needed it. You designed it for you this way because this is the best way for you to learn or whatever. Okay. You are unconditionally loved and supported by the universe, as is this person. And my unconditional love to you as well. So until next time, thank you so much and take care.